up, good people? Welcome to Man Talk Monday. We in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Once again, it's on.
Yes. So how you doing, man? What's good? What's good with you?
Man, I'm good. Trying to get back in the swing of things after being off for 2 weeks from work. You know how it is. You come back, man, and it take you a while to kind of get your groove back. So I was busy today, man. It seemed like everybody really getting back to work now. So, but it's all good. We working through it. It's gonna be good. How about you?
About the same, man. I thought they was gonna allow me to kind of ease back into work. Not the case. Not the case, brother. Not the case. So I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
We hitting the ground running, buddy.
Bro. Hey, with one shoe on.
I'm barefoot. I don't know about you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. This is Man Talk Monday, where it's open forum. We talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships, but of course, we coming from a man's perspective. Now, this is not just for men, but rather we want everybody to join in. The good thing is you can participate in our conversation. How do you do this? Simply go in the comments. You can drop your question or your comment in. And this is how you can be part of our conversation. Matter of fact, we want you to be part of this conversation. It's going to be a good one tonight. So we need you. We need you to chime in, right? So by all means, we want you to participate in this conversation. But before we get into all of that, ladies and gentlemen, Man Talk Monday News.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Man Talk News, and I'm your host, John D. Blackman. One thing I've noticed over the past couple of days, if you want to know how you're doing, look in your refrigerator and your cabinets. If you have all of the above, then you might not be doing as well as you think. If you have Spam, ramen noodles, hamburger helper, and its cousin tuna helper, in your cabinet, salmon croquettes on the stove, toast with sugar next to it. That means there's going to be some sugar toast in the house, and peanut butter and jelly in the same container. You might not be doing as well as you think. You know, the great thing about when we were young, we were poor, and I didn't know it, but food would tell you whether or not you're poor or not. We were so poor we couldn't afford the OR. We were just poor. And salmon croquettes was on the stove daily. And I can't tell you how many times we had tuna helper with no tuna. It would just help her. You know, and when you start moving up a little bit, you get into the Spam. And the one great thing about Spam is it had its own jelly, and it just plops out of there. And you know you're doing well financially then. Anytime you have meat in its own jelly, you doing the thing in the hood. And once you start doing a little better, like we are today, we have grown up to hot dogs now. Hot dogs with chili is, that's on the buffet. So foods can tell you how really well you're doing. Just in case you're feeling yourself this season, over the new year, go look in your cabinet. It'll let you know how well you're really doing. And I saw some Spam in our cabinet, so perhaps we aren't doing as well as I had thought. This has been your man on Man Talk Monday Night News, John D. Blackman. Good night, and God bless.
In case you didn't know it was poor, let me tell you how you know.
We just want to keep people informed.
Cheryl said, "What is that mustache doing?" So tell your boy, John D. Blackman. Said, talk about it, Brown. Tell your boy he got to get himself together before we go on. Randy Blackman clowning right now.
All righty.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we mentioned this last week, right? That we're gonna start a segment where we actually talk about, letters that you send to us. And you see it on the screen, Man Talk Mondays 1 at Gmail. Start a new segment called Man Talk About It.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is where we take a letter from you. Please, if you have a situation that you want us to talk about, email us at mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. And we will talk about your situation here. So we got a situation that we want to address tonight for Man Talk About It. This is our first Man Talk About It, right?
Yeah.
So we get a letter. Now the person didn't even tell us who they was, but this is the letter. We're gonna talk about it, right? All right. So in just a second, I'll get the letter up for y'all. So
we're gonna call a person anonymous. She will be known as anonymous.
Right, they be anonymous. All right. So here's a letter. So this is letter. The letter says, "Dear Derek and John, my husband and I met over 10 years ago, and it was lust at first sight. He was fine, well dressed, and treated me like a queen. We hung out several times after we first met, and our relationship moved rather quickly. We were inseparable for 6 months until I found out he was married. I couldn't believe it. How was this man who was with me dang near every day married? Well, come to find out, he was going through a divorce, but was still legally married with 3 children. By then, we had both invested so much time and love into the relationship that we decided to continue it. And I stood by him as he finally got a divorce. Fast forward to now. We have been married for 8 years and have 2 children together. However, due to COVID, we have been spending a lot more time at home. My husband is always sneaking around with his phone and never lets it out of his sight. I recently saw that he chats with females online. I confronted him about it, but he says it's not cheating. He often goes on drives to clear his head, but I fear he is meeting up with the women he is chatting with online. One day he fell asleep with his phone open, and I know it was wrong, but I read the message where he was rather flirty with a woman and told her he couldn't wait to see her again. Should I trust him when he says he is not cheating, or follow him and confront him again? Man, talk about it. Well, we talk about it.
Well, a couple of things I got. I'm gonna go first. A couple of things I got. Whether or not you should trust him. Hell no, you shouldn't trust him. What are you thinking? How much do a man got to do to show you that he ain't that dude? First of all, he lied to you about being married, whether or not he was married or not. He gave you the opportunity to see if you was gonna be with him, and then you lied to him. Well, we got too much invested, or we in it too deep to where we just decided to stay with it. No, the sex was good, and you was too deep up in the sex. Don't tell me that. And you even considering following him around? Are you crazy? Get off. Get off. Pull the cord. It's time to get off the bus.
For those of you who never rode a bus before, you do have to hit a bus.
Let
them know it ain't my style. Right? So this is where basically you're saying this is where I get off. But she in it now. She married. She's gotten married to this guy. Now, I wonder what would have happened had he been upfront about where he was with his marriage. I just wonder what would have happened. Would she still have accepted him and be like, oh, okay, well, you going through a divorce, we can still hang out, we can still kick it. But it seems like their relationship went to another level because maybe he didn't disclose this to her. He didn't let her know that he was married, going through divorce. So whose fault is it? Is it his fault or her fault?
It's their fault. Number one. If
Okay.
it wasn't enough to make you run, when that person said he had 3 kids and was going through divorce, now he don't have just 3 kids. Now y'all finna have 3 kids.
Oh, that's a good point.
I just don't understand how you say, well, we got too much invested. You are supposed to be furious, but chances are, if you had told it because you were already sexually active with him, you would have took him regardless. He said he had 9 wives. You'd have been like, well, I'm sure we can work through it.
You be tripping. All right. Debbie said, when you found out he was married, you should have let him go then. If he did it to the first wife, you should have known he'd do it to you. Debbie got a point. I think she got a point.
Did he really do it to the first wife though? They was divorced. They was on the way out. So I think the problem was that he didn't feel like that he owed her the truth, and that's troubling.
Okay, so the fact that he covered that he was married, he didn't let her know until they had spent all this time together, kind of lets me know that he was kind of being deceptive about the whole situation. Because if it's not a big deal to you, why not tell somebody up front, hey, listen, I know we kicking it, we feeling each other. I just want to let you know up front, I'm going through a divorce. Why hide that? If you're going through a divorce, why even hide that to begin with?
Because you know the draw's coming.
GTD. Monique says, if he had been upfront about his marriage, she wouldn't have the trust issue now. So, wow. Elena says, yep, they normally do the repeat. They do the repeat same behavior. All right. So, is it an issue? What's the issue with him not telling her?
The only issue that I see, that he should have gave her an opportunity to because she would have stayed, but at least you put that out there to let her know, hey, listen, I'm really, especially once you start going places, hey man, I'm really digging you, but listen, I need to tell you this. And she gonna say, well, why you ain't tell me so first? Because remember, we talk about this all the time. What are we talking about while we're dating? What kind of questions are we asking? Because obviously we didn't ask. I'm married with 3 kids and finna be on child support for 3 of them. Obviously didn't come up.
What is it? Is that a question that people think to ask during dating? Hey, are you married?
Okay. Oh, well, because he can always say you ain't never asked.
He very well could, and men will say that. Well, you didn't ask me, so I didn't tell you. All right. John says, more to it than what she's telling. She must not be doing stuff the same way for him to want to chase others. Okay, so John is saying maybe she changed her MO now that she got him. Does that?
Well, ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt you coming on with it when you're trying to get him. And you can kind of ease off. You can kind of put the governor on when you get him.
He said a governor. You can't go over 50. All right, Cyril said that's probably why he got a divorce. If it was the wife's fault, he would have mentioned the divorce. Oh, Cyril got a good point.
Yeah, because if he caught her cheating, if he caught her stepping out,
Yeah,
he would have said, "I'm so hurt. I can't. I don't know what I can do because my heart has been crushed out there, and I just don't." And another thing, he would have been rushing trying to get back out there if he was truly in love with his wife.
exactly. Exactly. So Monique says, when you're not fully honest, you tend to take the choice away from the other person, and that is not fair. That, that's a great point. You take the person's choices to choose, their opportunity to choose. You take it away when you don't lay all the cards on the table.
That's true.
So, had
That's
he
true.
laid all the cards on the table, Monique is saying that she could have made the choice whether, okay, I want to deal with this or I don't want to deal with this. But he hid it until he had spent all this time with her and they got deeply invested into this relationship. And now he says, "Oh, I meant to tell you, I'm going through a divorce right now."
Am I froze or is it Derek froze? I'm scared it's me. Okay, so Derek, are you there?
I mean,
Am I frozen? Okay. So
what you
so
saying?
so I'm so I'm saying this. I'm saying this. Yes, she right. She's right. She's right. But I'm sure that there was some signs to show him that everything might not have been on up and up. That's all I'm thinking. I'm thinking because people show you who they are, but sometimes we just don't want to. We don't want to see who
Okay,
they.
technical difficulties, but we're back.
Yeah, so people show us who they are. Hey, if she's saying that she didn't see no signs of what he was, she lying because he showed who he was. That's all I'm saying. So, which and I'm not sure is it just in case I don't know who it is, just in case I'm still on. So you know, Derek. Okay, so we're gonna move. We're gonna go to our next. We're gonna go to the topic for tonight. So, and the topic for tonight is uh, what's the topic of night? If I had
Yeah,
after all
please bear with us. We having some.
after all he's done, what did you think would happen? What did you think was going to happen? So you back with us, Derek?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, Derek.
Ow.
Yeah, okay. So it's not it's Derek, it's not me. Okay. So
Being upfront about his relationship with his wife, how could you expect anything different?
yeah. Yeah. And I don't know how you could people show themselves to you. People show themselves to you. But we don't often want to see people for who they're showing us they are because we see them through the googly eyes. We see them through the oh my God, he's so fine eyes. We see him through the oh my God, he's 6'3" and he got the six-pack eyes. We see him through the oh my God, he a beast in the sheets eyes. But the whole time, all that other stuff is going on, he's showing you who he is. Go ahead, Ding.
Okay, so Lois says, well, she did say we fell in lust at first sight, and he was fine, and she forgot to ask questions. Can you be blinded by the fineness?
Oh yeah. but if you are blinded by the finest, there's a consequence that now you have to pay. So you gotta take some fault in this as well. If you can admit you was blinded by the physical, you don't agree?
No, I definitely get what you're saying. And I think it happens quite a bit. People don't understand that they are blinded by the physical. But
Yeah.
Here's the thing that people got to understand. After a while, the physical becomes common, and then you got to decide what you left with. Listen, Halle Berry, Halle Berry has been the icon for what we call quote unquote a beautiful woman for a long time. Halle Berry has had some of the most tumultuous relationships out of anybody in Hollywood. She had men hit her. She had, I mean, just a whole lot of stuff. But the thing that people fail to realize, if you deal with Halle Berry, after a while, the beauty gets common. And it's not the thing that you know what I'm saying? Monique says you can be blinded by the deal.
Hey, you say Monique been in like this. Wait a minute, what happened now? What's going on? I can't see nothing, child. I don't see.
You put that thing up. Don't be bringing it. We try to get to know each other.
We can't focus like that. We can't focus. Now put that up now.
So after all he's done, what do you think is going to happen? Right. So now she's in a situation where she's going through what probably the ex-wife was going through.
And so taking us to the topic, D, we in the topic. This is what we talking about, this is where we at.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to dive.
So why do we ignore what's right in front of us?
Well, we ignore it because we want more than what's on the table. We want more than what's in front of us. We see the shortcomings, we see some things they're doing, but we want more. We want to see things the way we see it. We think if we ignore it, it'll go away or get better. And it don't. It don't. That pig just got glasses on. It's still a pig.
I think we ignore it because up front we're getting what we want in the beginning.
And what is that?
Like Lois said, demonetized is a terrible thing.
but D, go ahead. Were you gonna say something? Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. If the first place you go is to the bed, you skip some valuable portions of communication to see if this person is somebody I really want to deal with. Because by the time you go there, now you've invested way too much. And so it's harder to just, you know what I'm saying, step away from it. What you got? You got this look on your face. What you got?
Now, this may be a myth, but I'm putting this out here. I think when a guy is not doing what he's supposed to do, he gonna get you in that bed and be a beast, because it's something about getting something that you're not supposed to be getting. It's something. There's a thrill to it, to when you sneaking or when you getting something that you know, if everything was laid out like it's supposed to be, you not supposed to be there. So, because that dude is gonna get you in there, and he gonna be on the chandeliers. He gonna have you off everything. He gonna come in there. He ain't gonna even be able to close his mouth. He gonna be breathed off, and by the time he turn you loose, child, you gonna come out there to my girl. Let me tell you what they did to me. I'm saying that's normally how it is, though. That's not audience. If I'm lying, audience, y'all tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
No,
somebody.
I think you're absolutely right.
He ain't gonna be closed his mouth or nothing.
But here's my thing: is one good blow your mind experience enough to base a whole marriage on?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what this prophet Monique had said on here one time. It just depends on what season you in. It just depends on what season you in, D.
season? What season you in? All right, Lois says absolutely, Derek. Yes, John. Yes, indeed. True.
I'm just saying. Listen. If I think, because if we actually were to call out what we saw at the beginning, it would. Oh my God, we wouldn't have so many headaches. I remember I was dating this girl in high school. When I met her, she had a hickey on her neck. When I met her, and so, and I'm thinking, because I was so into myself at the time, because I was pretty at the time. So I was so stuck on me that I didn't pay no attention. I wasn't trying to see her, and the whole time we was together, I had issues with her. The whole time was like, duh.
Because my thing is, she got hickeys on her neck, and then she holler at you. Not like, don't you see them with somebody?
Dude. And she was like, oh, it's just a friend. It wasn't nothing. Yeah, man. And I was like, I was so pretty at the time.
You so pretty.
Okay.
All right, Elena says, because we want to believe that it could be better, women are nurturers. Also, it can be how some women were raised. If they saw their mother putting up with ish, they think it's normal. That's a great point.
Great point.
That is a very great point. Shout out to Atlanta, GSU. I just want to let y'all know. But anyway, listen, your upbringing has a lot to do with this. If you grew up seeing your mama put up with it, then you're more apt to put up with it.
That'll make it right.
No, I'm not saying to make it right. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to say where the behavior comes from. So Monique says, if you're in a season of wanting more, if you're in a season of wanting more, something serious, that one terrific night will not hold weight. Okay. So, Monique, is it a good idea to go for the terrific night to even begin with? Because, listen, there is something about once that happens, you are way more invested than you normally would be. Or am I wrong?
Okay, I think that right there, I think that's old. That's an old school thing. I don't think the younger generations are as invested when it comes to that as we were. You know how it just seemed like things that applied to us when we were younger don't really apply to this generation. They just kind of loosey goosey, just kind of, and it don't really. It's like it don't really. I don't know. Go ahead.
I get that, but here's the thing that people fail to realize. In my opinion, not just my opinion, sex is the most dangerous thing on this planet. You have to have a license to operate a motor vehicle. You have to have a license to have a gun. You have to have a license to drive a commercial vehicle. But you don't have to have a license. Well, I'll take that back. Do you have to have a license to have sex?
I don't remember never taking that test. Oh. What's on the app? Are you going to be on the app?
I'm just saying, it's so dangerous because you get invested. And I know when people say, oh man, I don't feel nothing. I'm good. Listen, you can say that you were just, I'm going to date myself with this homie level friends. You can say you just smashing, but this minute you see her or see him with somebody else, you feel something. This hint of jealousy, this hint of, oh no, you ain't with that person. You feel something. And I don't care how long, it can be 20, 75. this ain't gonna change. So Elena says all women are not fascinated by sex. It could be the conversation. A woman could be attracted to their intellect. Some men are masters, manipulators, and have the gift of gab. She absolutely right. It's called what they call a silver tongue. Is that what they call it?
I
Silver
call
tongue.
I call it pimping 101.
Pimping 101.
That's what I call it.
All right. So John says some females come off from the jump just wanting D. And if that's the case, guys going to just think that and not a relationship. Then the female wants more, but she came off just wanting sex. So that's why most relationships don't work out. Elena says, if you are a professional prostitute, if you are a professional prostitute in some states, okay. Now,
okay, what? Okay, bring it on back. Bring it on back.
back. Now, to John's point, John says, if you giving it up way too fast, we put you in a category. Is that what we do, John? Is that what me?
Absolutely. If you come off, if the booty is too easy and it's just a sleep thing, you can't change up because okay. Listen, the men think that's how you are with men. Think that's how you are with everybody. They just think dudes run up in there and run about. And if they think that, if I'm the person that you have a casual sexual relationship with, then I'm gonna think you have it like that with everybody. And I'm not gonna want to wife you. I'm not. Now you may get a call from me at 2 or 3 in the morning, not for me, but for my friend. But it won't be by my wife.
That John D. Blackman be cutting up, don't he?
It won't be me. Okay, so let me ask you this. So, but even in this, when most of the time we read people well before we get into activities with them, 2 or 3 dates, and this thing about people will conversation rules nations, but people always will tell you what's going on in their head and in their mind and what's going on with them. And so if you don't notice it, you either not looking for it, you blind, or you just don't care because you can see it. And most time when we start paying attention to it, it's too late. Like I've been doing this. I've been looking at other women. I've been doing this. I ain't just started doing this. And you can't change this. You know what? It's the same as sex. If I start off having sex too early, I'm not going to expect you to change up midstream. So why would you expect somebody who's been doing what they've been doing to change up midstream?
You got a point. So whose fault is it? The person's fault, or is it your fault? For the woman who goes out and this lady, she met this guy, is it really on him or is it on her?
Well, everybody that's in the room, when Cheetahs bust up in there, that's gonna be fault.
I was thinking about that. When she said she's gonna confront him, I was thinking about that. If Cheetahs bust up,
everybody who in the room, bro, the camera in everybody's face. So I just think sometimes we want more, and we have a tendency to kind of see things like we want to see them, rather than seeing people and things for what they really are. I think that's the problem with most of us.
So if you met him cheating, why would you expect anything else? Because she said she's dealing with the same. She feel like she's dealing with the issues now.
Because we're gonna qualify it, and we're gonna say, well, him and his wife was on the outs. He was going through a tough time. He just needed somebody to hold. And as he holding you, he got a little. He just needs some. We're gonna make up whatever we gotta make up to make ourselves feel better about what we're doing. That's what that's what that is. And we're gonna make
you know what that sound like? You don't know him like I do. When people trying to tell you, hey, this dude ain't no good. Oh, but you don't know him like I do.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
That's why I always tell people, have somebody that you trust who gonna tell you the truth, but you still got to make the decision to listen to them. But you do this because you understand that you've been blinded. The blinders are on. So you trust in somebody else to see what you can't see.
So if he been cheating, why won't you just say, hey, look, hey, I know he a fool in it. I know he cheating. I know he ain't no good, but that's just what I want. And you know why we won't say that? You know why we want to tell the truth? We want because when it all goes, we want to have somebody we can blame for it. We don't want no blame for it.
Oh,
that's why we want to admit it. We don't want to be wrong.
You went to the well on that one.
Hey man.
You went to the well on that one.
Hey man.
Right. Because as long as we can place blame other places, we never accept our responsibility in the whole deal. And here's the thing I tell people. You teach people how to treat you.
Go ahead, Mike.
So Maurice says, I was in that situation before. I wanted something more real and permanent. Had to back up. Told her God never promised me somebody else.
Somebody else's wife.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
God never promised me somebody else's wife. So it's both their faults.
It is, but ain't it amazing how somebody else's wife can be so attractive to you and all these single women out here? Tell me I'm lying. It's like the fruit. It's like the fruit on the tree. It's like
exactly. That's the forbidden fruit principle.
Yes.
That's what we call it. The forbidden fruit principle. It's this principle that we want what we're not supposed to have.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's absolutely true. Because there's something about us. So it's like soon as we know that it's not something we're supposed to have, we get more motivated. We're more motivated to go after that thing. Although when we ignored all the signs, we're not paying attention to all the red flags that's there. So she goes and gets married to this guy.
So check this. So if you meet her and y'all dating and she always short on her rent because she bad with her money, you think she gonna get better once you have a relationship with her? You think she gonna get better if it's never addressed?
How do you want better? Did you even take the time to see how she was?
You ain't got to see. Listen, D, stop it. You ain't got to see. She can't never pay for nothing. What you got to see? She's short. She not even asking for money. She talking about how she don't never have none. And you sit over there like this. Well, I got it, babe. I'll be big willy-nilly. And you go in and say, oh, it's okay, babe. I got it. What you need? Because, we're trying to come. Because men have a thing where we feel like we want to save women until we marry to them. And then we realize how bad of spending habits that they had. And we're like, Lord have mercy. How do we get here? That's how we got there. Because we trying to save somebody. We feel like we saving somebody. You can't save no grown, rusty person. Especially if their knees and their elbows get ashy, you can't trust them. You can't save them.
So as a man, why we feel the need to save somebody? Because this is a new day, new age, right? Women don't want to be saved no more. But so why do we have this concept that we got to save somebody?
Well, you got to be able to save yourself. Everybody can't afford to be like that. You got to be in a certain bracket. you got to be in a certain bracket to where you can be like that. I don't need nobody. Well, that ain't everybody. A lot of people aren't like that.
So Monique said sometimes you do hope for the best in that person. It's and I get that. I get that. But is that up to you to try to bring it out? Wesley says, she's saying, I don't want a man if he can't pay bills. I saw something. I saw something. This married couple. I don't know who it was, but I was watching this video. And the guy said, he was talking about how women or wives try to hold men to traditional standards. I need somebody that's going to take care of me. I need somebody that's going to pay the bills and everything. But when the man comes back with traditional standards, now it's a problem. I need somebody to cook. I need somebody to make sure I got a hot meal when I'm waiting. I make sure the house is taken care of. But now it's a problem when I bring that up.
Well, it's a problem because we want what we want. We selfish. It's probably just because we're selfish. We want our cake and eat it too. We don't want to have to be responsible for the house like old school, because that's old school. Where the man, but we want the man to bring home the money so we can do what we do. But don't be telling me what to do. You can't tell me to cook clean because you're not going to type into the house. Well, we want the best of both worlds. And I've always said, chivalry ain't dead, but y'all got to stop choking it. Y'all are choking chivalry. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to open doors, to close doors. You don't know what to do because they're on every side of the street. You know, and I just think it just depends. To me personally, it just depends on who you with. How are they navigate? Because that's a tough thing to navigate through. But at the end, they still want your money.
Let me tell you, it is hard being a man today. It is hard being a man in today's day and age because you don't know what, like you say, you don't know what you're gonna be dealing with. What kind of woman? And what's the expectation? If I say I want to protect her and I want to take care of her and I want to do X, Y, Z, and now I'm old school, I'm chauvinist or something like that. But at the same time, if I'm not doing, the basic, now you ain't no good. What I need you for?
You really can't win, man. To be honest, you really can't win. Because the deck is stacked against both of you guys, really. Because if she comes too needy, we're gonna run from her. It's tough. It's just tough, man. It's tough, especially trying to navigate through what I'm supposed to do and what you're supposed to do. When there's no clear definition.
All right. So John says, I would say some guys think if they saving someone by spending money might give an idea of she won't leave you. All right. So you kind of set up a dependency, right?
Absolutely.
Is that really good for a relationship though? All right. Cheryl said it's the provider in the man that makes him feel like he's saving her. Is it wrong? I guess saving would be a bad terminology.
It ain't wrong. It ain't wrong.
Why you say it's not wrong?
Because that's the context of it. Now we can dress it up and make it sound better, but again, it's okay. So, but now to that point, if a man comes in and he's paying bills like he's saving you, when y'all get married, you're not going to expect that to keep up. If he started off doing that, you're not going to expect that to keep up? Or you going to let him change midstream and say, I've been thinking about this. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Okay. So let me ask this question. He's talking about saving. Do men need this to feel relevant and needed?
We need something. It may not be this, but it's something. Yes, we need this.
So, ladies, you heard it. Men need to feel like we have a purpose for being there. What?
Yes,
What
but the problem. Oh, good, Debbie. You Debbie.
Debbie says, all this could be prevented if we step back and let God be God. None of this would happen. As women, we shouldn't be looking for the man anyway. If we do what we want, if we do that, we won't have to worry about bills or anything else because God has ordained it. So I get it. I get it. If you are the woman that man is looking for, he gonna come in. Listen, if you have a man, a real man, I'm talking to the women. If you just boost his ego every now and then, that man will run through a brick wall for you. He will make sure that you're taken care of. He will make sure that you're protected. He will make sure, but telling him that he's not needed or I got this, I don't need you. He gonna go where somebody feel like he gonna go where he feels valued. Am I wrong? So Chris says saving is the wrong terminology. So what's the terminology?
What's the terminology?
It's an ego stroke. Okay.
Okay. Is that the terminology? Is that what we're going with tonight? Is that what we're going with? An ego stroke? Is that what we're going with? That's what I want to know. Is that what we're going with tonight? Listen, I get it. Again, everybody has a part to play. Everybody has a part to play in this. It's not always about nobody saving nobody or nothing like that. But we were talking about how when men come in and what they do, and how long they want to keep doing it, or if he's wrong for doing it. I just think at the end of the day, even if he's saving you, I forgot. Saving you, not the
right. We're gonna call it catering. He's catering to you.
That don't sound as good. Don't have no stank on it. I need something.
Because listen, here's the thing that you feel. Yes, you can open the door for yourself, but it means something that somebody cares enough about you to do it for you. Yes, you can cook for yourself, but it means something when somebody cares enough about you to want to cook for you. It's not that you don't have the ability to do it yourself, but it just means something because somebody cares enough to do something that you could be doing yourself. But somebody wants to do that for you because they want to show you how much you mean to them.
Well,
I mean, because let's be honest, everybody can do everything for themselves. You can cook for yourself. And I don't care. You ain't got to be the greatest cook. Ain't nobody eating it but you. So you ain't got to be the greatest cook. But if somebody says, I want to cook for you, they're trying to let you know that they value you, or they're trying to let you know how they feel about you. If somebody says, if a husband tells a wife, hey, make sure when you're on your way to work, you avoid XYZ. He's trying to show you that he cares about you. That's his way of, being that protector. You just got to accept it. Even if you know what I'm saying? You're like, I know that already. That's fine. Don't take that from him and say, I know that already. You ain't got to be telling me this. Go with what he says. Because it's a privilege to know that somebody cares enough about you to want to do that for you or want to be there for you. All right, Cheryl says, you should be equal in what you are looking for. She should be paying her own bills. That's coming in with unnecessary baggage. I get it, because this is a great point. Because if she is bad, she got bad financial habits, she is not going to be an asset. If you're a person.
But I guess the big question is, should we expect different from her if she coming in that way?
You got a point. It's called white knight syndrome. LOL.
Oh, let's go with that one. White knight. Okay, I can do that. I can go with them.
white knight syndrome. So, is it wrong for a man to feel like he's needed?
Well, I don't necessarily know that notice when we throwing around. It's no, now needed and you making this thing fine line, D. I don't know
Okay.
if it's I don't know if it's needed. I don't know if needed is the word because we're gonna be needed. But now them making us feel needed, that's a completely different thing. But now if I think, do you think when we dating women, they do a better job of making us feel needed than they do when we marry them?
I'll take that back. The right terminology should be wanted. Because to be
Oh,
needed is a whole different thing. It brings a whole different
yeah.
obligation. But want it means yes, I could by myself, but nah. If you want to do it for me, I want to let you.
But these are some things that we should notice about, that we should pay attention to people when we dating people, though, D. But people, nobody's not gonna stroke your ego when you date. If they don't do it when you date them, they ain't gonna do it when you marry them. If people are bad with money before you marry them, they're gonna be bad with money after you marry them. But we're not looking at them through the lenses of realness. We either looking through Google eyes. I just love me some him, or his backstroke, or whatever it is. But people generally don't change. People. Go ahead, John.
John says, if you're searching for someone you can save, then you're in need of some salvation yourself. John, okay, John. One huge reason to seek out someone flawed or with a crazy past is so you can feel superior to them and mask your own issues with theirs. I can kind of get where John's coming from.
Who is John?
I don't know who John is, but I'm glad he dropped in. I appreciate you, John. Listen,
John is dropping it.
That speaks to an insecurity within yourself, is what he's saying.
Yeah, it does.
If you need that to validate who you are, then that speaks to an insecurity yourself. That's why I switched from need to want, because yes, you have the ability to do all these stuff yourself, pay your bills, all this kind of stuff, but it means something that somebody cares enough to want to do it for you. It just means something more. All right, Lisa Selden Gordon says, that goes both ways. Sometimes two people are just not meant to be. Right. And I was saying, if you get in the bed first, it's going to be harder to decide whether that person is good for you or not. You can't go to the bed first.
Because I had
be clouded.
Because I had a friend of mine, and he used to tell me all the time, he said, man, she was so good to me, but she wasn't no good for me. And I was like,
Okay. So let's do, because we're gonna deal with this. So we're talking about, after all he's done, what do you think was gonna happen? Last Wednesday, we saw some craziness that people felt like they would never see in this nation. And it seems as though Trump inspired this whole quote unquote revolution that sparked this whole thing that happened at the Capitol. But has not Trump been the same person ever since before he got elected?
The whole time. But it's not in plain sight. It's easier for you not to see the face that I'm showing you if I'm showing you the face, if I'm not hiding it. Because we expect people to lie to us. We expect people not to tell us the truth, but we're not used to people being completely honest with us. We think they lying. We're not used to it. People would rather him hide that from them. Because think about it. He did everything he did in clear. He ain't never hide a lie. Well, let me say this. He lied all the time, but it's what he lied about. Right. But he didn't hide who he was, though, is what I'm saying. He didn't hide. He never hid that.
But my thing is, if you're getting what you want, you ignore the obvious. And I think people saw an avenue to get what they wanted. So they made excuses for his narcissist behavior. They made excuses for how brash he was and how just rude he was. They made excuses for all of this because if it means that I can have life the way I want it, I'll deal with it.
The first thing, this how you know you in trouble. Anytime somebody puts something extra on your check, as soon as they get in office, you know you're in trouble. Because what that does is it makes you compromise now. It makes you be quiet. He was talking to women like they had lost their minds, like they was dogs. He was talking to, and we sat by and we let that happen because we didn't want that to affect the line. Dude, what he talked about a senator's wife so bad, and I was like, how you go home? Because if somebody says something about my wife, either I'm driving back over there or she driving back over there, but somebody going back over there.
He talked about a physical disabled person that was a reporter, even to the point where he mocked him and doing the whole, he did all of that.
Yes, he did that. He sure did.
But this is the person that you say is the chosen one. This is the person that you want to ride with. And now he done got all about y'all in trouble. And now you calling for government officials to be lenient. I can't get with that. Personally, I can't get with it.
Well, my thing is, how do we, one thing about being wrong, if people keep doing it for a little while, you get used to it, and it don't appear to be as wrong as it was when they first started doing it. Because we kind of smoothed it over. And I'm like, and I was really surprised by the church because the church expected him to come and save the church. And he don't look nothing like Jesus. He ain't even the same color as Jesus. He was orange. I'm trying to figure out how in the world were people not, how are we not looking at, because he did not hide. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it was all about, like you said, D, who was going to benefit most from it.
Let me jump on my soapbox real quick, because when it comes to the church, I take issue with this. The main thing I've heard church people saying is his stance on abortion, and that's why they were rocking with him. Listen, abortion is not a problem; it's a symptom. And if you don't address the real problem, which the church should have been addressing a long time ago, now you're trying to get him to fix something that you should have been fixing a long time ago, or you should have been addressing a long time ago. So now that you've been asleep on a job, you want him to come fix it. So now you want to rock with him. There is nothing about this guy that says godly. There is nothing about this guy that says Jesus. There's nothing about this guy that says I'm right or Christian or anything like that. There's nothing about him that says this. And I'll do you one better. Trump cares about nobody else but himself. He doesn't even care about this country. He don't care about the people that did the things at the Capitol. He doesn't care. All he wants is his own agenda pushed. He don't care about it.
Well, all right, I just want to lead out with this. Remember, it's one thing for us to use somebody like President Trump because this stuff is blurring. It's in front of everybody. But we're guilty of the same things as well, people. We're guilty for not paying attention to stuff that people are doing in front of us. We're guilty. We're guilty because we're not paying attention and we're not calling people on it. You deserve, and until you agree that you deserve better, you'll keep putting up with that kind of stuff. Time out, 2021. Let's let 2021 be different from all other years. Pay attention to what people are doing because they ain't hiding. They ain't hiding. It's my final thought.
Let me say this. When it comes to the whole thing that we're dealing with Trump, it's easy to get off course. Accountability has to be put in place. People have to answer for the things that they do. If we don't have punishment in place, people will continue to do the things that they've been doing all the time. It's like expecting that cheating husband to correct himself if you're just going to continue to support him in what he's doing. there has to be something to say enough is enough. There has to be something to say, this is where I draw the line. As a country, we have to say it. If you're in a relationship, you have to say it. If there's something going on in your life, even on a personal level, if it's just you, you have to draw the line and say enough is enough. And if you don't, you can't expect things to change. You teach people how to treat you. You teach, if somebody continues to do something, then they will continue to do it until you say enough is enough. So my thing is, it is time for reckoning. Whether it's personal, whether it's social, whether it's political, it's time for reckoning, where we say enough is enough. That's the only thing things are going to change. The only way things are going to change. That's our King Speak for this week.
Well, D.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, remember, we have this open letter, man talk about it. You can email us at mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. You can send us situations you're going through, and we can talk about it right here. And everybody can chime in. You can be part of the conversation. So by all means, send your letters to that. mantalkmondays1@gmail.com. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, man, I just want to say, if you run up, you're going to get done up.